Welcome. Parse Productions here covering the FFO, the Forest Fury Open. We'll have a fun lead card here, or feature card I should say, at the beautiful Kaposia Park. I believe it's a 27-hole layout. We had a really nice day this day if I remember right too. It may have been a little windy. Made it a little more difficult to get some of these holes. But I'm Ben Kroll and we got Terry Rothlisberger here as well. And we're starting on a hole 1, slight downhill. Fairway kind of falls way to the right. It's a fairly straight shot, but you want your disc fading back to the left just to make sure you don't go down that hill. Any suggestions, Terry?
I usually throw, a lot of people throw a fairway driver, maybe a mid-range. I throw like a stable Buzz OS. And hopefully they also have OB along the left.
Yep.
So you don't want to hyzer off.
Separating the two fairways there. And we got the man, the myth, the legend, Cale Leiviska here starting off. And he should have his putt out around the circle's edge, maybe just inside. There's that big tree you do have to fight around. It can make the tough putt there.
What are you throwing, Ben?
Here I am throwing my M2. Got a little squirrely on me. I don't know if I rolled my wrist or just that wind we were talking about. Should be a fairly easy up and down there, maybe 100, 120 feet.
Here's Alex Geisinger. Don't know what he's throwing. And
it looked like he hit the same tree I did. He got a little bit more of a kick to the left. Almost got close to that OB, it looked like. Probably did the same thing I did, just kind of rolled it over. I think that wind was playing a little tricky today. And Terry here throwing, like you said, a Buzz OS.
Yep, Buzz OS. They didn't have the multi yet, so I had to throw. I've been throwing the Z Buzz OS all year, so.
Yep, and that's a good shot. He trusted the fade on that disc. And
it skipped a little bit more than I would have liked, but it's still inside the circle.
Yep, you won't have that tree to contend with.
Yeah, didn't have that tree.
And I was close to this OB here too. That was sneaky OB. And not the greatest upshot, but puts me within 12 feet. I think I'm going to put that in. Alex just a little closer.
I'm thinking he's going to give this a bid, knowing Alex.
Yeah, and this is a dangerous green. You can kind of see it falling away there. There's a couple rocks that outline the green, but after that, it's just all downhill. And he's going to have a good 25, 27 feet left. Might have that tree to contend with as well.
And Cale, he's slightly blocked by that tree there, but he converts. Nice, easy birdie for him. Hole 2, there's a bando on the left, also that OB that you saw in hole 1. There's also a pond over there on the right.
I think there's also some OB on that right as well too, between hole 2 and 3. Some of that tall grass was put as OB, which isn't normally the case. So playing a little tricky. You don't want to be off by too much today.
Yep. Cale throws his A3.
Yeah, I believe that's his A3, nice and trusty, stable. Puts on top of the hill about 22 feet or so.
And I'm going to throw a Buzz OS again.
Buzz OS again. Worked the first time.
Yep. Something that I know is going to fade back if I throw it flat.
Yep. I think most people are going to be throwing that kind of overstable mid, stable to overstable mid. And that looks solid. Just got to miss one tree. Oh, money. Let's go.
Park job.
And these are some holes on the course where you kind of want to get these first 3 or 4 holes or put good bids on them. So there's a lot of holes through the woods that are tight, and you can easily get a 4 on some of the holes you want to birdie. And I'm throwing that M2 again. Got a little straighter than I wanted, but I'll still have a putt, right around the circle's edge, maybe 30 feet or so.
Still a good shot. And holy!
Where is he going? And he almost had to pay us all $5. You can see the basket there. I believe that's labeled as hole 27 today, and normally course hole 24, I believe. Mm-hmm. And he there's some OB around there. I don't think he got into that OB.
He did. He did go.
He did get into that OB. Oh no, and not an easy upshot from there.
He did get inside the circle though, so that's good. Hopefully he can get up and down from there.
Yep. Yeah. Give yourself a chance.
And Cale with a great putt.
Yeah, he's been working on that spin putt. That looked nice. Yeah, looks like Alex going to give a bid for, this would be his 4 then. Not how you want to start, but he's a solid player. He'll be able to jump back from that. And similar distance for me. Definitely don't want to hit front cage after Alex just did. And let's hit the top nub instead.
Maybe some early round jitters just on camera, maybe.
Yeah, I definitely wasn't feeling the greatest to start this round, if I remember right. I said these are 2 easy holes that you really want to at least give yourself chances at, and be hitting a couple.
Whoa, Ben.
Oh,
Ben.
What was that?
What are you doing? What are you doing to my disc?
Just a little bit of love there. Terry's doing too well. I got to rub off a little bit on him. Put his name on there. Did that end up sticking? Do you remember?
I think it did. It did. And then I donated the disc to, I think, the guy that was what's his name? He was doing the drawings for all of this stuff.
For a good cause.
Yep.
For a good cause. For charity. So you see Terry and Cale getting off to a good start. Getting the first 2 holes, exactly what you want to do. Here we have hole 3, slightly uphill the whole way. Kind of got to bring it in left to right because of these tall trees that we have in front of us. And then on the right side, there's that OB, the tall grass. And there's 2 lines here of rocks. If you kind of get in between those 2 rocks, you have about a circle's edge putt. And if you get to the first set of rocks, it's just outside that circle. I think if you got a forehand, I think that's the play. If you go a little long in this hole, it really runs off quick.
Yes. You usually do skip pretty far if you hit on the top.
Yeah, Cale even looks like he might be throwing a putter or something here.
I think that's his PA3.
Yeah, most people are throwing a mid or a fairway driver, but Cale, he's going putter.
I believe I'm throwing the Raptor.
And that's a nice solid disc. Should fade into the hole nicely if you get out in flat.
And I was really happy about that shot. So
that thing just went straight.
I rolled my wrist quite a bit there. So I mean,
yeah, that'll be a long look at it. I'm throwing mid here. My mac and cheese M4, and that's usually the play. I think for most people, is throwing a mid.
Great shot, Ben.
Yeah, let's go. Need to get on that board.
Mm-hmm. Alex is also throwing actually, that might be a pred.
And that was a really good line. Mm-hmm. Just went a little long. He'll probably have about the same distance putts he had in the last hole, about that 30-foot mark. We got a good 50 feet here or so uphill. You can kind of run at this basket. Not a ton to worry about afterwards.
Yeah, if you're on the left side of those rocks, then you can always. And I thought I was gonna go in, but I should have just stayed.
He wanted it.
Alex really needs this putt, so.
I don't want to say a scary putt, but if you miss it, you got a lot of work with probably.
And he sneaks it in left side.
Solid. I believe it's Cale here next. He's got that slightly uphill putt, probably about 22, 25 feet. It's kind of a sweet view. You see all our cars in the parking lot. We had a pretty much full field.
A little dancing on the rim right there.
Better give that basket some love, Cale. We're not giving him a hard time at all. At all. There's my boy Roger. He's awesome. He does great work at all the tournaments around Minnesota. He tries to help out when he can. He's been on my bag for some really good rounds this year. I appreciate all his help. Thank you, Roger.
I was there for one of those rounds. There you go, nice 2. That's a nice 2 to get.
I remember this putt. I pulled out my PA4 from my bag instead of my PA2.
Oh,
and,
I remember you saying that.
I still just went with it.
Yep.
It's all about confidence.
I was really happy to tap that in.
Terry tapping in a 3. Lone par. Cale getting all 3 of those, and that's exactly what you want to do. You come to the park and say, I'm going to get the first 3 holes.
I was the first victim of messing up the woo hole. Hole 4, pretty much just dead straight the entire way. It's a great hole to get. There's a drop off right behind the basket about 20 feet. So you want to just miss that tree right in the middle there, off to the right or left, and then hopefully it doesn't go too deep.
Yeah, and that line of trees again, there's that tall grass around all those trees, and that's all OB. I think even within about 40, 50 feet of the basket, there's OB. So if you throw too straight on this hole or get turning right too much, you're in danger. And Cale just leaking out of the woods, that's a very fortunate push off the woods, because if you get into those woods on the left, you're in a lot of trouble. Yep, there it is. There's the trouble.
And Alex is going with the big hyzer.
And that takes out all that trouble. Not too many people can get the distance here. It's labeled at 345, but I get it. It probably plays 380 or so. Mm-hmm. It's a pump.
Yeah, it's slightly uphill as well.
Yeah.
I'm throwing another Undertaker. Probably one of my favorite fairway drivers in the Discraft lineup right now.
And again, you can see that'll be was almost to the edge of the circle there, but Terry just does a perfect shot. You can't do much better than that, right?
No, I don't mind those shots.
Yeah, this is a hole. If you don't have to putt on this basket, you just feel so much better about your round. I don't know why. It's not even that much of a hill on it, but they sneak by quick. And Cale's probably got about 15 feet there, and it looked like he was going to sit down by the basket.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I had a line here, if I remember right. I don't think it was too bad of a shot. I got pretty lucky for where this ended up.
Nice out.
Yeah, get up to those edge of the rocks. Give yourself that 28-footer. That's where you at with that hyzer. That's a good shot.
Mm-hmm.
Circle edge putt again. Really quick green here.
Hey, there it goes. Nice hit.
I think he said something about he thought that was going to spit.
Yep.
I don't know. Something about his putt on these baskets is just like comes at the perfect angle where it just wants to cut through every time. Alex. He's funny.
This is just inside the circle, slightly uphill.
I need to hit a putt here. I need to do something with my round.
There we go. Nice hit.
Yeah, there we go.
It's really good to get up and down from where you were. So.
Yeah, I still don't think I'm happy about going one down on the first 4 holes.
There's a couple. Hey, there was some OB.
There was definitely an OB. Yeah, I wouldn't say these holes get a ton easier after these few.
No. There's maybe just like a couple that maybe get easier, but other than that, it gets a lot more wooded.
Oh, there's no CTP flag to put your name on.
I know.
Or is there?
I don't know. I don't know if there was.
It looked like you were walking back to go do something. But a couple birdies, couple pars. You know, it's probably par for the course there on that hole.
Yeah, that's a good. We call that kind of like a bonus hole.
Yeah, that's a good pro level hole for sure.
Yeah.
And brings us into hole 5 here. Nice straight shot to start. Fairway weaves a little to the right and then straightens out again. The whole fairway falls away to the right, as you can see. It is gettable, but I mean, when I say gettable, I mean an eagle. But not many people are maybe looking at an eagle on this hole. The fairway is so specific, and it's a tough landing zone as well too. So you're just getting away here with your 3, you're very happy.
Alex laces his vulture, I believe that was. I mean, he was just happy to get through the window right there.
Yeah, and that thing was going nice.
A Z Buzz, one of those blue 10 years.
And I think mid-range is the play on this hole. Keeps it in the fairway nice. Lands softly in the fairway so it doesn't roll away. But I think he hit the branch off the tree that Alex just hit. Yeah, I mean, that thing was turning nice. That thing was probably going to fade right into the hole. Maybe be a little short, but would have been looking at it.
I've heard of one ace before on that hole. Jeez. And that was by Luke Wessel at Worlds.
That's something special. Here's Cale throwing that blue M4 that we've all been seeing him throw. Same tree and branch that, that Terry and Alex tree. Just hit. It's got everybody's number, so I'm going to be trying not to hit that. But Cale shot really easy up and down from there.
Yep.
And mac and cheese. Again, that initial gap's probably, like 15 feet or so?
Yeah, I would say that. It's definitely a tough hole, especially just getting through. First off is tough, and then also having your disc turn, but not turn too far down.
Yep, and the kick I got there wasn't too bad. I'm right by the short hole. I've seen a lot worse hitting that tree.
You had a pretty good up and down, I remember.
Very touchy upshot there with that forehand, and all I had to do is just miss that tree, and I probably would have been putting about 30 feet or so.
Just throwing his Z-Flex Ringer GT. He's beginning to love that disc.
Oh, and you can see why right there.
Mm-hmm. Nice up.
Yeah, Cale just a little jump putt out, save his 3.
And I actually had a little bit of a line here, so I gave it kind of a bid, but I chickened out.
But it was a nice layup.
Yeah, it was a good up.
Yeah, I got a long look here. I really want to get this. I don't want to get my 4, but 4
There's also
best.
a pretty big drop off back there too. So
yeah, they seem to, especially coming in a little hyzer like mine putt does. They like to kind of jump and roll a little bit. So I got a little comeback here.
Really nice hit.
Yeah. Not happy, but I'll take it.
Could have been worse.
Yeah. Big numbers can happen on this hole pretty quickly.
Oh yeah.
Everybody else should be tapping out their 3. Yeah, pretty normal on a pro hole. Yeah, this was a really fun card. We all know each other really well.
Yeah, I don't know how many times that we all played together just on top card this year. There's just so many tournaments where we were all battling.
Yep. Always fun. 3 birdies there, 1 par. I got a couple 4 downs there. Terry and Cale playing really well here to start the round. 5 holes in.
Hole 6, it's slightly uphill, but it levels off, and it's about 360 feet, as you can see. Very tight, probably no more than 30 feet across. I usually throw a fairway driver or a mid hard, and
yeah, I think for most people, a mid, it's really hard to get all the way to the hole with a mid. And the hole just plays so straight, and you're throwing uphill, so it's hard to get a fairway driver to stay straight and not fade at the end. And even Alex, I think, threw a buzz there, I believe, and his faded. But I think he's got to look at it or something a little, maybe 40, 50 footer or so through the woods.
I'm throwing my Z Undertaker from Riverfest down in Burlington, Iowa. It's a pretty good tournament. Y'all should check it out.
You get down to Iowa a couple times a year, don't you?
Yep. I've been throwing that disc for 3 years, and it kind of got away from me. I just put too much hyzer on it.
And it's tough to get up and down from where he is in those woods.
Mm-hmm.
Once you get in even a couple feet, it gets pretty thick. And that's for the right side as well, too. And Cale might have slipped on the tee pad.
He threw his H4, but I mean, I think it turned out better than he was thinking. Yeah, he got a nice little kick, so it didn't go in there.
Yeah, I think it was getting in those woods pretty good, and it just came straight down on the edge. And I'm checking the tee pad, too. I don't know if it must have rained the day before, a little soggy out. Throwing my F5, just trying to hyzer flip this one, get it flying straight as it's traveling towards the hill. And I kind of did what Cale did, just threw it in the air. Had a little bit more turn.
Didn't slip, though, so that's good.
And I got the same result as Cale.
Oh, nice.
I even got a little push out more. Let's go. And that should make the upshot a lot easier, getting out to the middle. This green falls away pretty quickly, so it can get long real fast.
Yeah, there's a retaining wall right behind it, probably no more than 10 feet behind the basket. So,
yeah.
And it drops off like 5 or 6 feet. So I mean, then you got a comeback putt. That's not fun to make.
Yeah, I kind of fluffed my upshot just because I don't want to go long.
Mm-hmm. Cale put it right under the bucket.
That's a pretty long jump putt. That's a good 120, 140 feet.
And I actually, luckily, had a pretty good line out of this. So
what is this?
I was not complaining about that shot at the end.
Yeah, and this shouldn't be that bad of an upshot. Maybe about 120 feet. Nothing really in the way once he gets out of the woods. And should be an easy 3.
Oh, he did have a window.
I don't know if that was dead, Alex. You can see it just tagged the tree out of his hand. He had some bushes in his way.
But he should be able to get up and down from there. There we go.
Yeah, just card full of 3s. This is definitely a bonus hole. You don't see
This is yep.
Yeah, you don't see 2 very often. Here's Cale with that beautiful little jump throw that he has. He's always fun to watch. Yeah, so this is the first year for Forest Fury Open, and it was a really fun time. Kaposia is such a blast to play, and they made it a little bit more difficult as well too.
I remember that it was actually thunderstorms in the morning, and literally Tylor had to actually push back tee times until like 1 o'clock. So we were shotgunning start, and there was also tee times in the morning as soon as the rain was stopped. That's
right.
Why everything was so wet.
That's right. Innovator came up first time ever where he had half the field have a shotgun start, and the other half of the field continued with their tee time. So it was pretty interesting to see how that worked. I think it worked out as good as it could have.
Oh yeah,
it was. How bad the weather was.
It went really smoothly too. So
and sorry we missed that flyover, but Alex, I don't think he needed us to tell him what to do on the hole because he just did it. But yeah, it's a straight shot out of the tunnel, but about 150, 200 feet. You got to get the disc turning left a little bit, but it's almost got to stay straight at the same time. It's a very finite line for some reason. It should be pretty easy. There, Terry is just hyzering out a little bit. He wasn't even happy with that shot.
I got really lucky. That was not the line.
Yeah, it's just you try to keep the disc as straight as you can without hyzering too much, but it just seems like you just end up throwing it too straight.
Cale's throwing that H4. He's been he threw that. Was
that H4 or H3?
That was H4.
H4.
Yeah, he's loving that for just spike hyzer stand-ups. And
yeah, I think the H4 V2 has been a very user-friendly disc. I think a lot of different people can use it, and he's been enjoying the straight shot he gets with it. And I think I left mine up in the air a little too much. Might have caught something, that big tree it looked like, or some branches. I'm trying to throw that M2, but it just hasn't been coming to the hand right today. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. But this is a tricky upshot here. This is not what you want. I think I got my A2. That's kind of my go-to for forehands. I got it to get out of trouble. I don't throw it often, but I got it in the bag still, so I'm going to try to get this up and down.
Ooh.
Maybe he's trying to put it in even. I don't know.
Should be able to make that putt.
Yeah, I've been feeling good about that 15, 20-foot range today so far. Been able to hit a lot of comeback par putts, so.
Yeah.
Everybody else should be cleaning up here. I think Terry's got the longest putt, about 23 feet, 25 feet. And Terry just doesn't miss those, so count it. Cale from about 16 feet. I think he's good on this range too.
Ooh.
He's still perfecting that spin putt, you know. He's got some room for error.
Now it's just gonna tap in for birdie.
Yeah. And I think I'm pretty frustrated at this point in my round. I'm having a hard time getting birdies, and it's not what I've been looking for. You don't want to have to be hitting a whole bunch of 15, 20-foot par putts all day.
Still, I mean, when you're making those,
it does feel good when you hit those putts, though.
Makes you be able to go for your birdie putt or try to throw it in because you know you're gonna be able to make it on the comeback. So
yeah. Oh, that's smooth. Look at that. I'm highlighting my forehand there. There's some nice birdies by everybody else but me. A couple 5 downs. It's been a fun round.
Hole 8. It's one of the more like straightforward holes. You want to just throw a hyzer as far as you can and not get stuck behind any tree. It gets a lot harder when you get up towards the green. There's a retaining rock wall, and then there's also a row of rocks sitting right in front, just beautifully placed.
Yeah, the emphasis is definitely on the upshot on this hole. You just want to get out of the woods here, get it finishing to the left, and you'll give yourself an upshot. Obviously, the closer you can be, the better. I think most people want to try to get left of the hole, and Alex threw a huge shot.
Throws a huge hyzer. Just takes everything, every single tree out of play.
He might even have a jump putt from there, which you don't see very often on this pin position. Cale doing what most people do. Nice flat hyzer out, and he should have an easy upshot from there for the way he throws his putters.
I'm throwing a ESP Force. Just something overstable, and I grip lock it a little bit and almost hit that pole, but it worked out.
Yeah, you end up in a perfect position here. That's how you do it. Yeah, if you hit that pole, you're kind of dead in the water.
Yeah.
It's pretty tough to get up and down from that far back.
That pole has got me many times.
And I think I got my 750G D1. This thing just pops up and just glides forever for me, but I threw it way too flat. I'm going to need a lot of help here.
Oh!
And it came back.
Wow!
And that's how soft that ground is. I mean, that wasn't even coming in that hard. It was kind of fluffed. It just land sharks.
Snuck right through those 2 trees right there, too.
Yeah. And this makes this upshot really tough from down here. You can't really access it from the right side because I got the tree, and it's such an elevated shot. And I felt really good.
That's a great shot.
Felt really good about that. Again, showing off my forehand.
Cale's so good at these putter shots right here. That's just right inside the circle. Another great shot.
He probably wants to be a little closer, but I mean, that's Cale range.
And I can't decide if I want to go forehand or backhand, so I'm gonna go. I choose obviously backhand, and those rocks I was talking about earlier.
And if you can just even hit those rocks, but not like that.
Yeah, it was a great shot. I was really happy about that too.
That is not what he was looking for. And that's the whole reason he threw the putter backhand as well too, is so it didn't get that weird skip and roll like you could with a forehand. But he hit those rocks just right.
Alex just Alex hits the same rock and parks it.
That was just an easy upshot, easy little putter shot for Alex. And he'll take his birdie and walk away.
And me, I'm really happy about all of this that just went down, so I'm just going to...
Terry couldn't see what happened to his disc after it landed. So we definitely told him what happened, though.
And I try to give it the best bid that I can, but I mean, it's probably like 70, 80 feet.
Yeah, that's a big putt uphill. And if you get too weird, you get into that pine tree, and that can really block you off.
Cale's got a nice, just probably 24 feet, and
pop. What?
Wow.
Man, nobody on the card wants to see that. I got a putt here next, too. Yeah, that's no fun. I mean, that's a perfect putt. And he's just got that ring pop.
Hey, I mean, you hit that one just right after that happened, so
Yeah.
that was not cool.
Yeah, I hate seeing spit outs. I lose confidence in my own putt when I see somebody else spit out even.
Yeah, especially when you're about the same distance and you have to go and tap that putt out right after he just did that.
Yeah.
So,
and the way the basket's exposed like that, you're trying to putt downhill. That's exactly the putt he wanted.
Mm-hmm.
He threw it exactly the way he expected to throw it and didn't get the result he wanted. And we got a couple birdies, couple pars. Alex and myself doing some work, trying to catch up to Cale and Terry, and we got a long order to do that. Here we are, hole 9. This is the controversial hole. Not everybody likes this hole. It's 185 feet. You got to throw it straight. And, I mean, look at these gaps. Like 2 feet, 3 feet. And there's just some shrubs in the way. And it's just, the line's not perfect. And you see all sorts of shots. Someone throw the perfect shot, and it kicks way right. You see someone throw just a horrible shot, and it parks the hole.
Yeah,
yeah. But pro level hole, I mean, we should be all giving ourselves at least a look on this hole. It's a pretty hard hole to bogey, I think, but getting a birdie is kind of a 50-50, like flip of a coin sometimes.
And I mean, even if you don't hit the line, as long as you're like within 45, you still literally have a pretty good.
Geez.
That was close.
I mean, if there's a line to hit, that's the line to hit. But I got so close to that middle tree, I could have been, a 50, 60 footer instead of a park job.
I'm trying to take this hyzer line that they got through the trees.
And
we got really lucky there again. So.
And you know what I was talking about when I say garbage shot and it parks the hole? No. He didn't even miss his line by that much. That's maybe missed by 5 feet and found a way. And Cale was aiming at the basket 2 feet lower. So, and he's going to have the longest putt there at maybe 23 feet. So I'm looking at a star frame here. We need to get our first one of the round.
Yeah, it's been a tough round to start it off.
Yeah, Alex and I just aren't playing up to snuff with Cale
nice
and Terry, and he gets that putt to stick, just catching that left side. And got a little bit of a straddle putt here with a couple trees in my way, but still 14 feet or so shouldn't be a problem.
Go. And then Alex and myself to tap in our birdies.
I think we got a star frame.
I'm pretty like 9 out of 10 from right there.
And as you can see there, Terry with the CTP.
Hey, it was might have not had the best line, but I mean it worked out. His spin putt's looking pretty good.
Yeah, and I really like getting into this next part of the round here. Some really fun holes coming up, some really tricky holes, some bonus holes, and then just some holes you just really kind of want to get as a pro level player.
Hole 10, just 385 feet, going slightly downhill. Don't go right, don't go left. A lot of people throw a forehand or a mid-range backhand so they can get the glide and it doesn't hyzer off that much. But pretty much throw as straight as possible and as far as possible.
Yeah, this is one of those bonus holes. It's just such a perfect finite shot.
Oof.
And I think Alex
throws
threw
the Z-buzz. Holy.
Yeah. And even the disc still wanted to fade out to the left a little bit, and he just had perfect ground control there. Here I am throwing that mac and cheese again. Really like that kind of straight shot where you hyzer flip it the whole way down the hole and get it turning just a little to the right at the end, just like that.
Another great shot.
Yeah, I think I'm just outside the circle.
This is probably one of the beautiful holes on this course. It's just, I mean, everyone loves to get a 2 on it.
Yeah, and there's just so much trouble you can get in. If you're trying to hyzer flip and it's not flipping and hit those trees on the left, you can really kick far left.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a lot of shrubs up to the right.
And I wasn't very happy because I didn't get the snap on it that I wanted.
Yeah,
but I mean, it still snuck through all the trees.
You might even have a putt there still. Really shouldn't be too bad of an up and down.
Cale's throwing that blue M4 again.
Yeah, that's that blue guy. And he's kind of hugging that right side of the fairway, and that was pretty nice.
Very nice.
He doesn't have much more than 18 feet or so.
No. That was a great shot.
Yeah.
Was this about 40?
Yeah, it looks like 40, 45. And I won't say I'm known for my jump putters, but I got to get something going. And there I am hitting another 20-footer for my par.
I do have a putt.
Terry, with even fading out a little early, probably has 60 feet up against a tree.
It's only like 30. It was only like 30 right there. Yeah, I was just inside the circle.
Oh.
I was very happy that I made that putt.
Yeah, Terry's got a solid putt. I like watching it go in. Looks easy. Alex trying to match him.
What? Oh my god.
What?
Oh my god.
Even when it went into the basket, it didn't look like it was above it. I don't know how it jumped out.
Alex was not very happy about that putt.
And we all know Alex loves Mach 3s. And if anybody follows him on Facebook or Instagram, you know that that's his favorite basket in the world. And
oh my
Cale
god.
just cut straight through the right side.
Wow.
Like we call it the mock pocket.
Yep.
I'm sure everyone's heard that.
That's the mock pocket.
Yeah, and I believe these baskets are getting an upgrade next year. Definitely in need of an upgrade.
And Ben was luckily he stayed inside the basket on that putt.
Watching 2 cut throughs in front of me, and I got a little 20-footer here for my par save. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Well, that's always tough.
Yeah, that sucks, man. What have we seen, like 3 or 4 of them now?
Yeah, that would be.
Yeah, nobody wants to see that. So Terry with the lone birdie, again bonus birdie. That feels really good to get. And here we are, coming in hole 11. We got the street on the right. That's OB all the way. There is a pond behind the basket, but I believe the pond's been pretty low this year, so it doesn't really come into too much play. But you're trying to throw a straight shot out of the guts and then hyzer it in. It's a pretty long hole. This is at 490. It's slightly downhill the whole way. The hole does play well for a right-hand, backhand thrower. You're just trying to throw a good shot. But it's pretty easy. I mean, I've seen so many people hit into these bushes on the right or left of the fairway.
Oh, yeah.
You definitely got to get out of a gap here. That's probably about 25 feet wide or so.
The tee pad wasn't take 2. Didn't like it.
Yeah, again, we had rain all morning.
And I got lucky again.
Yeah. I think we all got lucky with this weather we have now. Look at the sun out here.
Oh, yeah. This was, from what it, like, I was sitting inside my house, and I was like, do I really got to go play in this? And then it turned out to be one of the most beautiful days of disc golf.
Yeah, I was really questioning if we were going to even get a round in. And there's Alex. I think he might have touched that branch on the way out.
He was lucky enough to stay in bounds because that road right there is OB.
Shouldn't be too bad of an upshot from there, but again, the green plays downhill the whole way, so it is a little funky of a green that it can be touchy sometimes. Mm-hmm. And here with that 750G D1 again, that felt pretty good.
That's more of the line that you want to take. Okay. That's a really great shot.
That's about as good as I'm going to get. I've definitely seen guys like Alex, Terry, Cale park this hole. I mean, at least put it within 30 feet. So, but I'm usually getting to about maybe 80 feet, getting a long jumper at it. Cale, is there water there?
That's casual water. It's just there's a little dip in the land right there. So
yeah, there always seems to be a little bit of a watery edge there, just muddy area.
Alex with the Z-Flex ringer. Oh, almost skips it in.
Almost flexing on him there. He's got about 20 foot left here, a little uphill for his par. Again, easy to go long in this upshot. Was that the same disc as Alex?
Yep.
Yeah. I've been seeing a lot of those red ringers around. That was the popo in the back. Did you see that?
Was it? No. Oh.
Gotta have that eye, Terry. Cale, easy upshot. You didn't have to jump that one. Yeah, I want to give this one.
You running this one?
Oh, I'm giving it one of those 50-50 bids.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. I'm not running it hard, though. I play a pretty safe game, but I need to make some strokes here.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a nice little PA4. Put it up in the air, helicopter.
You and Danny with those PA4s.
Yeah.
Nice comeback from Alex to save the birdie.
And that feels good after what happened on the last hole.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looks like we should all be getting our threes on this hole.
I don't know how many times we all talked about this, the spit outs that happened that day.
It's hard to wipe them from memory sometimes, like you really want to. And Cale's still checking out the rings there after his pop out a couple holes ago.
Hey, we got a star par. Well, all right, star birdie.
Yeah, it's kind of a soft par 4. For pro level, it definitely doesn't feel like a par 4.
Yeah. Hole 12, just pretty straightforward. Just throw it as straight as possible. There's not really any OB you can get into, but I mean, if you go left or right or kick off one of those trees, it can get pretty hairy in there. So most people are throwing either a straight putter or a mid-range. I'm throwing the Big Z Luna.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a ceiling, so I don't think a ton of people are throwing putter, except Terry. I think most are throwing that straight fairway shot. I think a lot of us are just going to try to play a hyzer flip right between the gap and hope you get that straight finish. And there's the trouble you can get into. It looks like you might even got to kick out to the left, too. We'll have some work.
Mac and cheese again.
I've been feeling good with this disc today. Might as well keep her rolling.
Come on, flip.
Didn't quite get the flip I wanted, but that's just fine.
Yeah, still got down there. Circle's edge, probably.
Yeah, that's exactly why I throw that hyzer flip. If it doesn't quite flip up, you still got yourself a putt.
Okay, with that M4 again.
God, it's amazing me how he just runs it off the right side of the fairway. It almost like it's hyzering, but then still flips up and turns over.
Just a beautiful shot.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how long he's had that disc in the bag, but it's been in there for a while. Alex from an encumbered look.
Yeah, just a little ring pop, or not a ring pop, but a
little wrist flick.
Wrist flick, just puts it all the way up there.
What's going on with your hat there, Terry?
That's what I call for my jumpers. Whenever I had a jumper, I just flipped it upside down, and
I guess that helps so the hat doesn't fly off.
Yep. And we should have just kept it on right, because that was embarrassing.
Got 2 of them now that you've been walking in and they didn't.
Yeah, that was 2. That was 2. We'll get one of these to go. I promise.
I got about 23 feet. Little straddle putt. I know I got some bushes in front of me, but I'm expecting to hit this all day. I need to get, like I said, I think I've been saying it for a few holes now. I need to get something rolling, but we're almost halfway through the round. I cannot believe what this day turned out to be.
Oh, yeah, from how it started?
Yeah, see the sun coming through the trees here.
There we go.
Yeah.
Nice little birdie.
Alex got a little bit of work left here for his 3, and Cale got about probably the same distance for his birdie.
There we go.
Yeah.
He stares that putt in, make sure it stays in the basket.
Solid.
There we go.
Yeah.
Nice birdies.
Same with Cale.
Cale
Solid.
and Ben. This is one of those ones you want to get. I mean, if you miss it, it's not a big deal, but also, I mean, it's another good hole you want to get a 2 on.
Yeah, these next 2 holes, like this hole and the next 12 and 13, are holes that you kind of come up expecting to give yourself at least a putt on every hole. A couple birdies, couple pars. Terry and Cale, they're at 8 down, myself at 5, and Alex at 4 down. And here we have hole 13. Again, this is one that, as a pro level player, you want to try to give yourself a putt at. 230 feet, slight uphill to start, and then slight downhill the whole way. And then when you get to the green, it just kind of falls down really quick. So if you go too long on your drive, you'll have a good little, maybe 30, 40 footer uphill at least. When you have a tough little upshot, if you do give yourself an upshot. Most of us are probably going to be throwing a straight putter. And I got a little right on it.
You find the gap?
But I might have found a
found
little
the
gap.
Holy. There we go.
I've been taking notes from Terry. Thank you, Terry. Appreciate it.
I try to share some of the grease.
Yeah, Cale's trying to throw the shot you're looking for. Didn't quite get the turn he wanted, but he's up there putting still, I think.
I think he's just outside the circle, probably.
Yeah. Like I said, it's a tricky little shot. You want to be throwing that understable putter, but you got to give it enough angle, give it enough speed to get to the hole, and maybe even check up before you get to the hole. Otherwise, it's going to go down that hill. Terry.
The Luna just has so much glide. It just came out earlier in the year, so I didn't really know how much glide it still had.
Yeah, I mean, that was pretty much a perfect shot. It just got a little long. He's got about 25 feet left.
Alex is throwing that Ringer GT again.
You don't see many people throwing a forehand on this hole, I feel like.
Yeah,
as an option. And that was, I mean, he played it perfect.
Yep.
I mean, he makes it look like that's the option you're supposed to throw.
Oof,
Cale
great
Strata
putt.
Dead center.
That's a great putt.
I think anything other than center there, it doesn't stick in the basket.
No. It probably looked like he was about 30 feet instead of 40, but still a great putt.
Yep. And Terry circles edge, 25 feet. Yep, solid.
So that tree right there, how long ago did that fall over?
Yeah. I think it's crazy looking. If you get down in the roots there for a putt, it's kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
And here we are looking at a star frame again.
Oh, that was a star frame.
Maybe Alex got a CTP there. Where's the flag? Let me write my name on it. Yeah, nice look at Terry with that down tree. You can see how big those roots are.
Another woo hole.
Yeah.
Look at Ben and Alex getting in it.
Yeah.
5, 6, and a couple of 9s.
Trying to make something of the round. And looks like that'll conclude our front 13 of the Forest Fury Open. Appreciate you guys coming out, watching Parse Productions here at Kaposia Park. It's been a really fun round, Terry. Let's continue on the back 9. I think you're going to have some excitement here going forward. So catch us on the back 9. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.